Welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw, editorial director at TigerFitness.com and Muscle and Brawn Nutrition CEO. Guys, this is hashtag AskBHUD, the big, hairy, ugly dude, Before I get into the topic, which is volume training, will it kill you? Because there's a lot of hype on volume training, a lot of anti-volume training rhetoric. Before I get into that topic, I want to encourage you guys, if you have a question for me, check out the information below. You can hit me up on Instagram, on Twitter, on my Facebook fan page. Post your question with hashtag AskBHUD. I'd be glad to help you out. So, there's a lot of rhetoric, a lot of commentary on how volume training doesn't work for naturals. Volume training, if you're a natural, it goes something like this. Volume training, if you're a natural lifter, is going to kill you. It's going to destroy you. You can't survive, etc., blah, blah, blah. That's the argument. So it dissuades a lot of natural lifters from trying volume training. And I want to clear some things up. So first off, I need to say, when done right, volume training can be an effective method of building muscle, etc. So I want to platform this by presenting you guys with some information. When you're training, you can do extremely intense work, which is heavy weight, close to your 1 rep max, 85%, 90% of your 1 rep max for lower rep sets, doubles, triples, whatever. That's intense work. You can do the type of work I advocate generally for the beginner to early intermediate, and that's pushing sets for max reps, which is more of a maximizing sets type of training. So you can do intense work, which is heavier work, lower rep sets. You can do max, you can be pushing sets to the limit, which is a type of work I recommend for the beginner to early intermediate. Or you can do volume work. Which doesn't necessarily push sets to the limit. Now, when I say push sets to the limit, I mean pushing a set for as many reps as possible, stopping that set when you might fail on the next rep or when your form starts to break down. So you're pushing a set literally till you're about to hit failure. This recruits a maximal amount of muscle fibers and is great for hypertrophy or muscle building and strength building for the beginner to early intermediate lifter. Now, a lot of guys, you'll hear a lot of chatter like, volume training will kill you. Volume training can't be done for the natural lifter. That is not true. What you need to understand is that you can't both combine volume training, intense training, which is heavy lifting, and max rep set training, which I advocate. You can't do those all together. There has to be some balance. When I go into the gym, I do a heavy exercise or an intense exercise. Then I will do max rep work. Well, I'll do 1 or 2 exercises for as many reps as possible. And then I will do some volume work. So there is a balance. I'm not trying to do both heavy and volume and push every set to the limit. I'm not pushing my heavy sets to the limit. I'm not doing volume work with heavy sets. There is a balance, and that's what you need to understand. You can do all 3 in one workout, like I do, or you can focus on one approach. Now, as a beginner, your best bet is to push every set for as many reps as possible, staying between the 6 to 12-ish rep range on most compound movements and maybe 8 to 12 or 8 to 15 on machines, isolations, whatever. That's your best bet for the beginner to early intermediate. After you get to the early intermediate stage, if you have no interest in powerlifting or strength building, then you can kind of incorporate some volume work and some max rep set work. So you can kind of alternate, you can periodize, you can combine both in a workout, whatever. If you are after strength training, you can do like I do intense work, do some volume work, do some max rep set work, etc. Now, I hope that clears it up. You can do volume training. If you're an intermediate lifter and want to switch to straight volume training, you can do that. I do 3 sets by 10, 4 sets by 10, 5 sets by 10, 3 by 12, 4 by 12, 5 by 12, whatever. Once you are able to do 3 sets by 12, 3 sets by 10 without problems, then you can add like 5 or 10 pounds to the stack or to the weight. But you have to be focused on progression when you're doing volume training. You're not pushing sets to the limit on volume training, but you're still progressing. This is a solid method of training for the intermediate lifter. It will save your joints. You're not always pushing heavy. You're not always pushing sets to the limit, etc. So what does volume training actually mean? Well, for me, volume training is probably anything 20 sets or over. When I go into the gym, I'm usually 16, 18 sets per workout, and I train about 4 days per week. I do the heavy work. I do a couple exercises for max reps, sets with max reps, and then I do some volume work. So I mix it up a little bit. But 16 to 18 sets is about all I do on any given day. Now, if you want to do volume work, I would consider that workouts where you're doing 20 sets or more in a workout. It's not 40 sets, it's not 50 sets, knowing that you don't need that type of volume. But if you're doing 22, 24, 26, even 28 sets per workout, that can be done if you're not doing all isolations, you're not doing intense work, you're doing, start off maybe with a compound, then a milder compound, then machines and cables and isolations. You can do that kind of stuff if your volume work isn't pushing sets to the limit, if it isn't super intense or super heavy. So I hope this video cleared some things up. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, drop them below. If you've made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.